Post-op, day 9. We got up and had a quick breakfast because we were planning on leaving at 10 o'clock to go to Versailles again to have the best espresso in the world. So I came out around 9:30 to check the vehicle because yesterday I replaced the battery in the car fob because a couple times when I went to start it said no key detected. The solution to that is to actually touch the fob to the start button because it's a keyless start, and that actually worked. Just to potentially solve any battery issues, I did run out and grab a battery yesterday afternoon, replaced it, and the car did start after the second try. So I came out early to test the car to make sure it would start so we could leave at 10. And alas, it will not. It just clicks. One time yesterday after I replaced the battery, the first try, it did chatter. The starter chattered. So I was like, oh great, maybe it's a starter issue and it's not the fob. Now it's not clicking at all. So I called the rental company and they sub out their service. So the rental company does not handle service on site. They just wash and gas, and they sub out a company to handle the service needs of their vehicles. No problems with this car yet, other than the Expedia issue, which I talked about in a previous video. We only need the car for one more day. One more day. So anyway, they dispatched a tow truck. They said within 90 minutes. The problem is Colleen has her appointment at noon. It's now 10:30, so she's gonna end up having to Uber. Who knows how much that costs. She's gonna have to Uber to her appointment by herself. I'm gonna have to stay, go with the tow truck to the rental car company. Hopefully they just can quickly put me in another car. So unfortunately, we will not be making it back to Versailles. We will hopefully get to Versailles after her appointments tomorrow to get one more espresso. Well, I thought I recorded earlier when I said they sent a tow truck and the guy jumped the car and it started. So we actually ran our old rental car that would not start without a jump to the rental place before Colleen's appointment, and we did quickly get switched into another rental. That one's a Toyota, other one's a Nissan. Never liked Nissans. But anyway, we're in our new rental and we got back already from the appointment. How are you feeling?
I don't know why I'm so tired today. I'm just sore and tired. I honestly...
Well, because you were up early.
Yeah, I was up
Did you
early.
wake up off and on throughout the night?
Yeah, I didn't fall asleep probably until like... What time did we go to bed? Oh.
It was like 11:30.
So like 12:30. I probably fell asleep. And then I did wake up a couple times. I didn't get up until like 6:15, and then I got up and went to the bathroom. I couldn't get my Tylenol bottle open. You have no idea how much core muscle you use on those stupid childproof caps.
Just to push down on them?
To push and twist. It's like, I can't do it. I had to wait till Albert got up and I was like, can I please have Tylenol? Yesterday was my first full 24 hours without taking any pain medicine because I have 2 pills left. And I know when this next tube comes out, that's not going to feel so hot from the first experience. And then I kind of want to keep one for the plane in case I'm just not feeling well. Everybody keeps saying to me, did you get first class? Like, how are you going to recline? And I'm like, no, I didn't get first class.
All right, we're going to go to the rental car company and update on that mess. I just want to jump in and update on the rental because it was solved quickly. So I haven't been happy with the next car so far, but that customer service person took me right away. Even though he was helping somebody else, he juggled my change into another car while he was checking them into their car, both at the same time. And I was literally got there and I was out in another vehicle in 10 minutes. So Colleen didn't even have to use an Uber to get to her appointment by herself. I was able to drive her. Who are you talking to?
Melody. They didn't do the nitro big cream here today. They just did it this part of the incision.
Yeah, it looks more red. I think we did it on day 4 post-op.
Yeah.
This is day 9, so 5 days later. This is the progress. It is like scabbing.
Yeah, they said it would scab, and then like
some of the scabs are pulling off the pads.
I'm a little concerned how dark this still is. It's really starting to hurt.
One appointment tomorrow, 8 a.m., not 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
But it's a double.
Double massage.
Doesn't that mean it's going to push out more fluid?
Yes.
Chances are this is not coming out before we leave.
Which might be a good thing, because if this isn't coming out, oops. Well, let's see. Oh, it's almost at 25.
And they emptied it at 2:30?
No, we emptied it at 9 this morning.
They didn't empty it there at all?
No.
Oh.
So over it. It's starting to hurt. Like I feel it in me, the tube. And
yeah. Well, I'm sure over time your body rejects it if it's in there for a certain amount of time. All right, we're gonna get dressed. And
it's a process.
Yeah. Maybe we should film a little bit of that somehow. We'll figure it out. So we can't show every step of the process, but the first thing we do while she's laying down is put triple antibiotic ointment on the opening where the tube goes into her abdomen, and then wrap that in sterile gauze first before she stands up. We got antibacterial gauze pads, I guess because they're better than not antibacterial. And we snip them, there's 2 in that pack, we snip them about halfway down the center to put this around the tube. There's a close-up so you can see we tape it on so it's not, the tape is not on any of the incision. Next we do the arnica gel on all of the bruising.
This is nice.
Very lightly. Yeah, I mean everything's turning yellow, which is good, but there's some still dark red spots. Next we take large surgical dressings, 5x9, and we put them, like kind of cup the breast before we put the bra on as padding, just to show placement. We put it under the bra line because there is an incision under there, so that keeps it from rubbing.
Oh, it feels so much better with it.
And once we put the binder on, that kind of runs right along the bottom of the bra line, and that would cut in too. Now when you moved in a clip already, so the swelling is noticeably going down. Till we take 3 of these big pads also, and then run them along underneath the tank top. So the tank top goes on, and then it helps hold the pads on. So there's 1 pad on either side here to cover some of the bruising in the lower ribs, and then 1 across the front covering the incision to help with that rubbing. All right, this will be an attempt. Usually takes 2 or 3 times to put the binder on over top of the tank top. You ready?
Yes.
Like that. And when you're done your appointments, they pull it all the way to the side sometimes. Sometimes it was just under the right breast. We tend to put it here so you can sleep and breathe in your sleep. And lastly, you just put on some kind of loose flowing dress, and then other loose fitting things, you know, sweaters, open front, whatever you find comfortable. And now we're all ready. Every day, that's what you do. And every day we wash what we used that day. Towels, garments. So, pro tip, get an Airbnb with a washer and dryer inside and not a pay wash and dryer. All right, we're gonna end it for tonight. Today was an adventure. We missed Versailles for breakfast because the rental car broke down. Remember that? But the customer service rep for next car today was awesome. So we did get the Airbnb refund, so that was a blessing. And then I found out we got credited the airline tickets a couple days ago from our original flights back that were non-refundable. No one said, I just saw them in my Expedia account as a credit towards another flight, so thanks to whoever did that. And then our rental car broke down, so we were able to change that literally, what, 15 minutes?
Well, probably less
10?
because I was waiting for my Uber.
Luckily, he was there.
Yeah.
Because at first I looked out after he handed me the keys. I'm like, you were behind a sign. Literally, when I came out and said goodbye to you and went back in and he handed me the keys and I looked back, you were not there. So I'm like, did she seriously get in the Uber that quick? I was like, she doesn't move that fast. So there's no way.
I went to see it. It was very sunny
it was
where it was, and I remember them telling me.
Well, it was a huge puddle too. So I went back out. Then I saw you behind the sign, and then he literally pulled up. But they did charge you what, $17?
$17.58, and it was supposed to be $6.95 or something.
Well, I think it was $6 cancellation fee. That doesn't mean you don't pay. Was that how much the normal price would have been?
No, the normal price is gonna be I forget. No,
yeah, I was gonna say that would have been cheap, for a half-hour drive. So we got a nicer rental for 24 hours.
The seat's much more comfortable.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we also got a warning from America.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when we came in, I got an email about bad weather in the Northeast where we're flying to in Philadelphia. But I don't see, I mean, I guess it's the winds. The flight is not canceled, but they're giving people an opportunity to change their flight, I guess, ahead of time in case they do have to cancel. But I'm done with it. We're just going to keep the flight, and if they cancel, then we deal with it. But if they don't cancel, then we fly and go home.
I'm just ready to be home. I'm scared to leave my team here, especially if I found a blister. I'm freaking out. I'm about to Google stuff, so I should be in an anxiety attack. Bye. What time is it?
Can you take your med pill first?
I don't have any.
You have the narcotic.
Oh yeah, I'm saving those for when this tube comes out. Because that's gonna be a bitch.
I'm gonna crush that shit up and put it in your drink. I'm gonna go next door and buy some weed and put it in your food.
What if it's bad?
We won't know. Just show them at the appointment. They would have seen it. She literally put that stuff on your incision and would have seen it.
But the nurse practitioner wasn't there today. It was the medical assistant.
You don't think they don't know what they're looking at and know what's good or bad? They would have said something. There's no sense in worrying until someone tells you bad news.
That's an update. They put more of that nitro bit on me.
Oh, yeah. So we had tickets to see John Wick 4. We already had canceled our movie twice. This was our third attempt. And then, of course, at this appointment, when they said they weren't going to put that on, they did, which causes her headaches.
So bad.
But
it's so bad.
Still went. You didn't really start a headache till after?
I started like midway. I started a light one. I was like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Well, you did take Tylenol.
And then
halfway through.
Yeah. And then as soon as I got in the car, I was like, I need one of my migraine pills or we're going to be in a bad situation.
Work kept calling after the movie.
Story of my life.
But anyway, John Wick 4, so it was almost 3 hours. I didn't feel like it was 3 hours.
Absolutely not.
It definitely was worth the length of time.
Of course, I had to pee at the beginning and the bathroom's like 15 miles away.
You're not supposed to be walking. So we're like, great, we'll go to a movie. And we picked a theater that had like the nice recliner seats at AMC Theater, thinking, okay, you can do something other than laying in bed because you can fully recline.
Yes.
But then to get to that seat,
oh my gosh.
we did find a front row parking place.
Was that the longest lobby?
Yes.
And it had a hill?
Yeah. Usually there's bathrooms usually in the front of the theater and the back.
No.
There was none in the back.
None. And you literally walked up a hill.
Yeah, there was a ramp.
Like, not a little ramp. A ramp. Oh my god, it's like figures.
So John Wick 4, it is a bit ridiculous. And the last one got a little, like, when he falls off buildings. I know that it's not a realistic movie. Like, Gun Fu.
Ridiculous.
The first movie, so they kind of pushed the boundaries of over-the-top action. I get it. But it still was believable in a sense. And I think, for me anyway, the falling off of buildings and getting hit by cars repeatedly and with no bodily damage.
And down like 200 flights of steps.
Yes. Yeah. Well, this one, I'm talking about the last movie.
Oh, yeah. When he fell off that building.
This part 4, there's even more. Falling ridiculous heights and off of things and getting hit by cars many more times. So they kind of just multiply the ridiculousness.
I love John Wick movies. They are my favorite. This release has been in my phone on my calendar for probably a year. It's been last Friday was release. I love John Wick. But
you're the one that said you want to see it while we were here.
I know.
I would have been fine waiting.
No, because I was bummed I couldn't go opening day, but that was like 2 days post-op. I was like, Colleen, don't push it. The amount of times, like, and then at the end, I'm not going to say it, but like, what happened, I'm like, okay. So he can shoot anybody, at any range, at any distance, and...
It was all on purpose.
I know.
Like, at the end, it was all on purpose. Like, they were on the same wavelength.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, go see it. It was awesome. Just like all of them are worth seeing. The first one's still the best. Always will be.
The puppy.
This one, there is a dog in. He saves a dog, and it's kind of open-ended. There is an end credit scene. I know there's already another movie coming out called Ballerina that takes place in the same world as John Wick, and there's also a TV series called The Continental that is a prequel series showing how the Continental came to be with the manager. Now, what sucks is
Winston.
the actor who played the concierge died in real life. So I wonder if he was going to be in it. So now they're going to have to recast if he was, because he was an awesome part of the series. So tomorrow's plan, appointment's at 9 o'clock. Double. Does that mean you're going to hurt twice as much? What does double mean?
My massage is an hour, not a half hour.
I know, but they're going to push on all your wounds for longer.
It's really good because she really breaks up that one left side. So my left side seems to be pretty effed up. And it's painful. And it was where the drain was coming out and leaking the whole time. And I think maybe that's why it is so painful, because I swear that nurse effed it up that first day, that drain. And I think that's why I'm having so much fluid accumulation and stuff here, because the drain never worked. It just flowed around the drain, and I was constantly leaking.
There wasn't, yeah, but not as much as what's gathering in the drains. But yeah, double appointment, and then we will go to Versailles tomorrow, I guess, for some lunch and another world's best espresso. We check out of here when we go to your appointments. We check into our Ramada, and then we have to return the rental car at 7. All right.
I'm done. Want to watch Hoarders?
No, I'm gonna edit. Until next time. Last tag.